Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've been gone for a while. I was sick. I lost my voice. I still sound a little raspy, but at least I can speak now, which is wonderful because I've been dying to get back to crafting and making some videos. I was starting to get the hang of it, and then I got sick, and then now it's like I feel like I'm starting all over again. Anyway, I was organizing some of my papers, and as you know, with foil paper, if you don't store it properly, it starts getting all dinged up and all scratched up. So I found these two guys in my stash that, as you can see, this is a little banged up there, and then this one, it's been through the ringer a little bit. But I still want to use these things. Like, I don't want them to go to waste. I mean, I hate wasting things. So I figured, let's try to make a card. I had the Crafter's Companion Letters from the Heart paper, which has the same kind of tones. And I figured I'm going to pair it up with the Tim Holtz Prospective Butterfly. Let's see how that works out. And then these dies I received in one of the Crafter's Companion boxes. I don't know the name of them right now. I put them aside. I made the mistake of not noting them, but I'll try to get you that information. And then I had the Lee Holland stamps, and I'm going to use the Hello You. I want to also show that you can use whatever you want. You purchase these items, use them in whatever way you see fit, and you mix and match them and make something different. This is going to make it your own creation, right? So we're going to start off by cutting this butterfly, and let me see what paper. I think I had a piece that was already cut to 5x7. That's pretty, but you know, I like to use up everything I have. Oops, oh, there it goes. Yeah, you see, I already had a piece that was 5x7, so we're just gonna go ahead and use that because, you know, let's not waste, right? Let's use what we have. So we have that. Let me put that paper down. I'm gonna throw it. Okay, so we're gonna cut the butterfly out of these two to see which one matches my vision better. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut I guess this one out of these guys, and then these would be our that's not right. Hold on. Yeah, that is right. I wanted this. No, okay. Let's just stick to the plan. We're gonna cut this one out of these two guys, and then we'll see which one we use, and then we'll cut these out of white. Maybe we'll do the bottom one as a white glitter so it could sparkle a little bit. And then I think I have a piece of white glitter here, which will work. Yes, it will. And then we'll just do the top one, regular white paper, so we could stamp our sentiment, right? Because this is going to be our sentiment. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to just try to avoid that dent, but I also wanted to avoid that. So let's move it around and see what matches. And I think that'll be good right there. So we're just going to cut around it, tape it down, and we're going to run it through the Gemini Junior. I have the manual machines, the die cutting machines, but as I stated in several videos, I have arthritis, and these are just easier on my hands. You know, I want to craft, but I don't want to hurt. So crafting comfort. So we're going to use the Scotch removable tape, which works great for me. Like I said before, also you get 2 of them for less than $7. Win for me, because I use a lot of that stuff, more than I care to admit to. I just hate things moving around. And then we're just gonna cut the circle at the same time, so I don't waste too much of you guys' time. Now we're gonna tape that one too. So let's start layering these guys. Now, I've cut this die before and it's given me some issues. So I might just run it alone and then I'll run it and then rotate it and then run it again. So let's do that first. Change of plans. That's what you do when you don't edit videos. So, funny thing is that I had attempted to make another video, and when I finished the video, I discovered that I didn't turn on my microphone. So I made this card, made an entire video for it, and didn't work. So I'm just gonna flip it around, put the shim on it. I would, if I were you, I would follow whatever Crafter's Companion says so you don't void your warranty. My machine is old, so I just flip it if I want to. No big deal. And then hopefully this thing cut out all the way and we can just pop it out and cut the other one out. I'll use whichever one on a different project, so it's not gonna go to waste either, guys. All right, let's see. Let's get our brush and try to pop as many of these little suckers as we can. And hopefully this thing comes out in one piece. Won't count victory until it's done. Okay, we're making a mess, but that's okay. And let's see if we can get it out. Gonna need a pokey tool. It's funny, I'm always worried about when I deal with foil, because I don't want to damage them. Let's get that off. And it lifted a little bit here, so let's try to get it out from this side. Oh, the middle lifted too. And these butterflies are so delicate. Kind of scary. Whee! Ooh, but look at that. Now, this will be, if we use this one, it's going to be more tone on tone. Where's our piece? I'm so unorganized, I swear. This will be more tone on tone, and you have to decide whether you like the tone on tone or not. This butterfly unfortunately will lose some of its wings, but that's okay. That's the purpose of him making it so big, so you can just put it however you want. You can put it down here and put your sentiment here, which also sounds nice. We'll fool around with it, but I want to cut the other one anyway because I want to see how it looks with a different color. Let's clean this out. And guys, I'm going to torture you with the cleanup because I honestly don't want to press any button. I don't want to pause it and then mute my microphone again. Strange thing happened here. Okay, so let's do cleanup. Not as organized as I normally am, but that's okay. This is like realistic crafting, right? We make messes and then we clean up as we go. Okay, we're gonna move this guy out the way. So we have space. And we're gonna leave this little guy here. And now we're gonna cut out this paper so we can get that out the way. And again, we're just gonna look for a piece of the paper that's not too dinged up. And I think I'm just gonna go right here. Yeah. And we'll cut that out. Normally I save these big pieces for boxes and stuff, but the way it is, I'm not gonna use it for a box. And then we're gonna cut out a piece for our circle, just in case we decide to use that one. So now we could put that one away. And let's cut this one out, right? Get our metal shim again. Let's place that there. Tape you down. I'm going to reuse the same tape because we need to conserve. And then we're going to run it through. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to flip it and run it through again, just to make sure it cuts right. Finish taking out these little doodads. So we're just gonna flip it, and hopefully it stood in the die. Yes, it did. And we're gonna run it through one more time. Sometimes I wish I was still using the manual machines, because to me it was faster. But my hands are not permitting that, so I'm gonna just deal with the slow machines. And let's try to get this out. Again, I don't suggest you do anything that I do here. There we go. Just carefully pull it out. These butterflies are very delicate. You don't want to damage them. Okay, so we'll pop all that stuff out now. Let's throw this stuff in the garbage. The tape. And then we'll decide which color we're going to use. Let's see how it looks with that one. See, that looks pretty also, but funny how I'm kind of liking the tone on tone better. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the tone on tone. We're going to save this one for another project. And we'll go ahead and cut the little circle for that piece. And at the same time, we'll cut the bottom white piece. So we'll get that going, and then we'll be done with our, well, no, almost done with our die cuts. When you're cutting these, you really don't need the metal shim, so we'll put that one to the side. But we do need these two guys. And I'm sorry for all the noises and stuff. I have a very, very small craft area. It's actually part of my kitchen. So I literally just have a desk and a couple of bookshelves holding all my stuff. So what you see is basically what I have, the space I have available to actually create. So sometimes you may see more stuff on my desk than I want you to, but that's okay. So we're going to layer that up, and then we're going to use the white cardstock with the sentiment on top. But for now, we can get rid of all this stuff. Just push this aside. Okay, so now you have to see where you would want everything to be. Okay, do you want your butterfly on top and then your sentiment on the bottom? You have to picture this with the white on top of it. Or would you rather have it coming in through here with a sentiment there? Or would you want to have it to the side and just have something there? So those are your options. I mean, you have to decide what looks prettier to you. I'm kind of liking this because I still want the butterfly to be my focal point. And I really don't mind having the sentiment in a place that normally you wouldn't put it. Most people like it to be the focal point of everything, or they put it to this side or whatever. But let's do something a little bit different, right? Let's think outside the box. And to me, it just looks better there. So we're gonna pop the rest of these out, and then we're gonna glue the butterfly in place. But we have to decide if we're gonna glue the whole butterfly, or are we gonna elevate this just a little bit and give it some dimension. I think that in this case, see, these are the things that you have to think about, and normally you do this off screen, but I'm just winging it, right? Literally. I think I'm gonna just do it flat, just because of this wing. I'm gonna have to chop that wing down, so yeah, we'll do it flat. And then what we'll do is we'll pop some of the sentiment up, at least the top layer. Okay, so we need to glue this little guy down. These things can be a little bit challenging, but well worth it. Maybe we should make the base first. Yeah, we'll do the base of the card. We have 110-pound cardstock, and this is I believe it's called Accent. I used to use Neen all the time, but that was becoming really pricey, and this cardstock, it holds up pretty much like Nina does, so I switched that up. So we're gonna cut our cardstock to 10 by 7, and then we'll score it at 5 inches. Let's do 10 by 7. And then we're going to score it at 5 inches. Now, when I score my cardstock, I tend to butt it up against here because sometimes you can get an uneven cut. And when I fold it, I just want to get the best fold and line it up as best as possible. Then I use a Teflon bone folder to really score down that line and make it really flat. So now we have our piece of cardstock. We have our card base. And we're going to layer it up with this guy. So this is what we'll have. And then our butterfly will go around there. Before we glue this down, I'm going to glue the butterfly just because I need to trim it. So I want to make sure it's trimmed properly. So let's start gluing. Pray for the best. I'm using the the art glitter glue. It just works better for me. I've been using it for a very long time. Oh no, there's some guys here that didn't pop. And I just prefer it I need to open up my options, obviously, and try different glues, but for now, this is the guy that I always come back to when I bought something and I didn't like the way it worked. And with this glue, less goes more. So you just gotta add your glue to some spots. I'm not gonna add too much here because I can add it once we cut away the other part of the wing. So now you just gotta decide where you want your butterfly and then commit. I think we're gonna be good right there. If you get glue in unwanted areas, no worries. You can use a glue eraser, an adhesive eraser, to get rid of all the spots that you really don't want glue in. So let's glue you down. Obviously, I'm gonna have to fix that up. And then I think I'm pretty good on this side. Forgive me if I go outside the camera. I sometimes forget it's there. Everything a new YouTuber is not supposed to do. Okay. So we're gonna trim that down. So we just flip it over and we'll start with this side. It hurts my heart to do this, but I have to do it. But then the neat thing about this is that then you have something like that. It's a perspective of the butterfly. Okay, I cannot find my eraser glue, my glue eraser. Okay, anyway, we'll get back to that. We could just rub that out. Okay, so then we're gonna put our first layer there. We're gonna follow it up by this little guy, and then we're gonna cut out our sentiment, which I think we're just gonna stamp out first, and then we'll cut it out. So let's put this to the side. Let's get rid of the scissors, get rid of this. Just cleaning up as you go. If you have a small space, that's very important. If you don't want to lose your train of thought, or if clutter gets you antsy, it's just best not to have it there. Now I won't move my keyboard. I should have moved that from the beginning. So we're going to use the Tim Holtz stamping platform. This guy is still available on like Amazon and stuff. They stopped making it to sell in the US, but we won't get into that stuff. And then we're gonna stamp out "Hello You." This is from Craft This Companion, Lee Holland's designs, but these were actually photopolymer. Yeah, so it should stamp better, and it should give me the option of pressing down on it a little more if I need to, because sometimes I don't get a crisp enough image and I get irritated. Let's make sure there's, what is that? Okay. And we'll stamp it one more time. That's nothing. We'll stamp it one more time, and I think it's gonna be a very pretty image. There's our impression. It looks good. And then we're just gonna die cut it up. Let's tape that guy into place. And we're gonna cut it out. You should always try to like get the most out of your dies and your stamps, and just because you buy it with a collection doesn't mean you can only use it with that collection. Think outside the box and use everything to the max. So we have our sentiment, which we are going to pop up with some foam dots, the squares. So we're gonna have that little guy there, and then we're gonna put this one on top. See, I just wanted to bring back the color to make it shine a little bit, and I think that's gonna look so pretty. So let's start off with this one. This is the one we're gonna glue flat, and then we're gonna add dimensions to the other guys. So let's go all the way around it. This glitter cardstock I actually bought in Walmart. It's a printable glitter paper, and it's by Pen Gear. So you can actually run it through your printer and get some images on that. But I use it for my die cuts. It cuts well, and it doesn't shed. It's just a very nice cardstock, and it's not super thick, so you're not adding too much bulk. So this should be able to go through the mail. I'm second guessing adding dimension. I think with the 3 layers is enough. I think we're just gonna glue it down just like that. I don't think it needs it, and it'll run through the mail better, and we won't have to pay all the extra postage, right? Because we know that that's gone up. So let's get that as straight as we can, and then just press and commit to it. And now we're gonna put our top layer. And again, lay it flat and just maneuver it to where it looks good to you. This is your project. It has to look good to you. There's no wrong or right way now. Yeah, let's glue this little guy down. That's the only hard part with these little dies that have so many different pieces. Just to get everything down and smooth can be a little mission. So that's what we have so far. Actually, that's basically our card. Now you can add twine, you can add ribbon. Does it need it? I don't think it needs it, but let's see if we did. What will we do with it? I love twine. I use twine in almost all my projects, but in this case it just might not need anything. That just might be a little much, so we're not using that. Scratch that idea out. Let's glue this one down. And I'm sorry for all the ums and ahs today and all the mistakes. Just trying to get back in the swing of recording. So it's gonna just take me a second to feel comfortable again, because my nerves get the best of me. So there we go. Now hopefully the recipient loves it. Now let me see if I can find my adhesive erasers. I'm just gonna pause it just so I don't waste your time, and hopefully I don't goof. Be right back. Okay, I'm back and I didn't goof. Yay. This is an adhesive eraser. You can find these at Michael's, Joann's, online, and even the Dollar Tree has their own kind right now. And you just rub it on wherever you have that extra adhesive and you can get that out of the way. So as you can see right there, I have. So we're just gonna rub it until it starts to get out of our project. Just be careful because you know this is foil paper and you don't want to damage it after you've spent all the time creating it. So I think we're good. I think we got it all. Almost. So here's our finished card. It's very pretty. I'll take pictures so you can see it better because I know the camera sometimes is a little wonky. But I won't have to add the sentiment yet because I don't want to give it away for who it's for. But I think it looks beautiful. If you want, you can add some gems. Let's see what we have here. You can add some gems, which I don't think I will, just because it has a lot going on already. I don't want to keep adding to it. I think it's beautiful. I think the tone on tone did work because the flowers were busy, so the butterfly added just a nice little touch to it, and it didn't take away from the pretty flowers of the paper. This is a way to use your cardstock. It's a perfect way to use those foil papers that have gotten damaged and you really just don't want to throw them away. Just think about what you can do and think about what dies you have that are intricate enough that it'll hide any of those dings or scratches or smudges, and use all your stock up to the best of your ability. You know, like I said before, this stuff costs a lot of money and we should try to use the most of it, as much of it as we can, and waste very little. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you like this video. I know it's a little, you know, all over the place, but just like I said, just trying to get back in the swing of things and get back in the rhythm of creating and feeling normal again and healthy again. So I hope you guys are all great. I hope you guys are all healthy and have a great day and keep crafting, all right? Bye guys.